Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get an FPS boost and get the best performance in Apex Season 22. So the first step you're going to want to do is you're going to want to load up Apex, of course, and then go to your settings, and then we're going to go one by one through the gameplay settings. For interact prompt style, I prefer compact since it's just easier and there's less clutter. I have button hints off for less clutter. For the crosshair damage feedback, these two are both personal, but I prefer the X with the shield icon and then stacking. And then enemy health bar, make sure that's on. That's a new feature this season. And then ping opacity, I like faded, and enable the enemy highlight. For obituaries, you should keep it on. Minimum reputation, it's also personal preference, but I prefer off since it kind of trips me up a little bit. Weapon auto cycle on empty is also personal preference. I prefer off. Always sprint, I keep on. I don't walk very often, but if you prefer to walk sometimes to sneak up on enemies, you should turn it off. Then auto run, I have off. Jetpack control is only really for Valk, so that's personal preference. Incoming damage feedback, I would use 2D. Just to avoid clutter. And then make sure taking damage closes death box is off. So when you're getting shot at and you're in a death box, you can still shield swap. Then off-screen portraits, I have off. Hop up, pop up. Most players nowadays know what all the pop-ups do, so I would turn it off. Then streamer mode is off. It's up to you. Same with anonymous mode. I like having usage sharing disabled. This just allows EA to collect your data to help with the game, but it lowers FPS by like 1 or 2 sometimes. Performance display I have on, so I can see my FPS in game. And then reticle, it's up to you as well. Now for video settings, always make sure you're on full screen. And then your aspect ratio should be on native. For me, my aspect ratio is on 16:10, since I'm using a stretch res of 1680x1050. Brightness, I like to have it between 50 and 60, but 50 is good. FOV, I have it the max so I can see the most amount of things that are around me, in case an enemy is nearby. And FOV ability scaling, make sure you have it disabled. It's for like when you're octane and you're using your stem, your FOV will increase, but it trips you up because the sensitivity is different on higher FOVs. And it's same with sprint view shake. I would keep it on minimal. For VSync, you want to make sure that's off. If you have a NVIDIA card, you should put on NVIDIA Reflex for enabled or enabled in boost. Just turn down adaptive resolution FPS target all the way to 0. And then some people think or say that having anti-aliasing on can increase FPS, but in my personal experience it's been the opposite. So your texture streaming budget should just be half of your available RAM on your computer. So if you have 8 GB of RAM, you should probably use 3 to 4. Or if you have 16, you can use 7 to 8. Texture filtering, I just have it all the way off. And then for every other setting, I would just disable all the way off unless you care about how your game looks. For the next part, you're just gonna want to go to your either EA or Steam, wherever you have Apex downloaded, and then you want to go to Manage, View Properties, and right here under Advanced Launch Options, I'll paste it in the description, but you want to put FPS max to either unlimited, which would be 0, or I use 180 instead. And then you want your CL local softened. This just gets rid of visual clutter when you're getting shot at and some of the particles. And then you want to copy novid here, because that gets rid of the intro vid on Apex when you're loading up. For the last part, you're going to want to open up your file explorer, then locate whichever drive you downloaded Apex on, probably your C drive, and then users, and then your name, and then down here save games, respawn, Apex, and then local, and then video config. Now here I'll paste my settings in the description. You just want to copy all of these. Most of these will just remove visual clutter, or they will get rid of some extra particles that Apex has that lower FPS. The only setting you probably don't want to copy is your stream memory. Just this you can control in game. This is your texture streaming budget, but the rest will be in the description for you to copy. You just want to hit save, exit out. You can load up Apex. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed.